Thank you for joining me, Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. We're up to study number 2 of What Will Jehovah Cause You to Become? Watchtower Study Edition, October 2019. And we're up to the section, What Will Become of Women? What will women become?
What women became. Paragraph 10, question. What did Abigail do, and what lesson do you learn from her example? David and those loyal to him were being chased by King Saul, and they needed help. David's men asked a wealthy Israelite named Nabal for a little food, whatever the man had on hand. They felt free to ask because they had been protecting Nabal's flocks in the wilderness. But selfish Nabal refused to give them anything. David became furious and intended to wipe out Nabal and every male of his household. However, Nabal's wife, Abigail, was as discerning as she was beautiful. Showing great courage, she fell at David's feet and urged him not to incur blood guilt by taking revenge. She tactfully advised him to leave matters in Jehovah's hands. Abigail's humble words and discreet actions touched David's heart. He rightly concluded that Jehovah had sent her. Abigail had cultivated qualities that made her useful to Jehovah. Similarly, Christian sisters who develop tact and discernment can be used by Jehovah to build up their families and others in the congregation.
Now they talk about Abigail. She was a lady married to a selfish man by the name of Nabal. He ended up having a heart attack. But let's look at some verses where Abigail's name is mentioned. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. So she was very attractive, and she had the ability to understand as well. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb, which means dog. Caleb means dog. 1 Samuel 25:14. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. So Nabal stirred up David in the sense that he didn't appreciate him minding his cattle. Here's another one. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed and 5 measures of parched corn and 100 clusters of raisins and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. When Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground, which is what this talks about. Now, this was a good reason for Abigail to meet David. Also, Abigail had an agenda. She was unhappily married. David was somewhat of a hero. And here she shows herself to be understanding, and David would notice the beauty. There's a bit of an agenda going on. People won't comment on this, but there is an agenda going on in Abigail's motives here. And David said to Abigail, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which sent thee this day to me. And Abigail said, and so that went on. And then later Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house like the feast of a king. And Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunk. Wherefore she told him nothing, less or more, until the morning light. She never mentioned a word. We jump up to verse 39 of 1 Samuel 25. When David heard that Nabal was dead. So Nabal's had a heart attack and died. He said, Blessed be the Lord that have pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and have kept his servant from evil. Because David didn't murder him, did he? For the Lord hath returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head, which isn't true. I don't think God takes people out, but anyway, this is part of the religious culture of that day. And David sent and communed with Abigail. Now this is the thing. Why all of a sudden did David send for Abigail? Because when Abigail took the peace offering to David, she had an agenda, and she made that agenda clear when she met with him. And David communed with Abigail and took her to him to wife. Now, I wanted to bring this out because this woman had an agenda. Okay, sure, her heart was good and all the rest of it, but she wanted out of her marriage. And this happens in lots and lots of religious circles today. People swap and change, and it's all covered up with what seems to be right motive, but it's just a way of making contact with somebody that they want to be with. Now, so there's a few more. Well, we can go on a little bit. We'll see. Abigail hastened and arose and rode upon an ass and 5 damsels of hers and went after her, and she went after the messengers of David and came to his wife. David dwelt with Achish at Gath, and he and his men, every man in his household, even David with his 2 wives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess and Abigail the Carmelitess, Nabal's wife. Notice how it still says she was Nabal's wife. The reason for that being that she took off from unfinished business to be with David. David's 2 wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. So David went up hither and his 2 wives also. And there's all this stuff, but the main thing here is don't think Abigail was an angel, because she wasn't. She definitely had other motives. Now, we'll look...
Paragraph 11. Question. What did the daughters of Shallum do, and who today are imitating them? Many centuries later, the daughters of Shallum were among those whom Jehovah used to share in repairing the walls of Jerusalem. Although their father was a prince, Shallum's daughters were willing to do that difficult and dangerous work. What a contrast to the prominent men of the Tekoites, who would not lower themselves to share in the work. Nehemiah 3:5. Just imagine the joy that Shallum's daughters felt when the project was completed in just 52 days. In our day, willing sisters are happy to help perform a special form of sacred service, the construction and maintenance of buildings that are dedicated to Jehovah. Their skill, enthusiasm, and loyalty are vital to the success of this work.
Welcome to Pioneer Place. This is the outgate. My name's Paul. I'd like you to follow me. This is the Pioneer Place of Jehovah's Witnesses, owned by the London New Addington congregation. Well, it was till 2014 when the Kingdom Hall Trust took over the deeds of the 5 Kingdom Halls on this site. This is now up for sale. This site lies in the metropolitan green belt, so it's very, very valuable. At the most, acting for the Kingdom Hall Trust are trying to flog it to developers. Let's go into the site. This is my registered Royal Mail letterbox. The mail has been delivered to this gate for over 28 years. In fact, everybody on this site, their mail has been delivered here for over 28 years. The dustbins are collected here, and those of you that know Jehovah's Witnesses, you will know exactly what Pioneer Place means. So this road is probably the only place in the country named as a street place by Jehovah's Witnesses, and now the Kingdom Hall Trust want to flog it for the money. My family and my mother have had access to the site for over 28 years. Come and look round. There's 7.5 acres here. We also have 140 space car park. This site was built by my parents and hundreds of other volunteers who gave up their time, their energy and their money to pay for it. They paid the mortgage, they've paid the running costs, and they've looked after it for 28 years. And now the Kingdom Hall Trust is taking me to court to try and stop my access rights to this site, even though my legal status is as a caretaker or a minister. I live in one of the homes that they built in 1988 as homes for caretakers and ministers. So what they did is they used the planning system to build properties in the green belt to help pay for the site, and now they're trying to get rid of me. Let's have a look round. This is my communal letterbox. This is where the letters that arrive in the white box on the in-gate are put and have been put by members here for 28 years. Let's go and open it. So we've got mail for me. We've got mail for other people, and we have the key. So for 28 years we've had access to this mailbox. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, another summons from the Kingdom Hall Trust. The reward you get for being a caretaker, giving your life as a Jehovah's Witness to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and caring for a place like this, building it and paying it, the reward is to try and be kicked off the land by legal means. Unfortunately, the Kingdom Hall Trust could not wait for court. So what they did is they got some volunteer bully boys who they lied to come down and try and put a fence round me. They were not successful because local residents who want to protect this land came and drove their cars through the fence. They have no legal right to divide this property without planning permission, but that's what they're trying to do, and they don't care about people. They don't care about the people who gave their lives, all of their lives, from knocking on doors as children. They don't care about them. The test for any organisation is how they treat people, and the way they have treated me is appalling. For the past 4 years, all of these buildings have been empty. The brothers and sisters, as they called themselves, have all been dispersed to be a nuisance to the residents in Bromley, and this congregation, New Addington, that will be leaving, will be going to be a nuisance to the residents in Station Road, Orpington, where there will now be 5 congregations using that hall. Instead of using this, where they could park without the danger of getting parking tickets, all of this is paid for. But no, the brothers and sisters who built this are being sent by the Kingdom Hall Trust to be a nuisance to people in Orpington. Do they want to go there? Do the elderly sisters want to get on a bus? How are they going to go to Orpington 2 or 3 times a week? This is ridiculous. But they see, the only thing that matters to the Kingdom Hall Trust is not the people, it's the money. I'll be talking to you again soon. Please visit the Addington Residents Association website and sign the petition to save Pioneer Place. That's www.addington/residents.co.uk. Save Pioneer Place from development. Thank you.
Reddit user who has linked to this page or this site on Facebook, Kingdom Hall Sales Australia. Look at the summary. As of 12th of April 2019, a total of 51 congregations in Australia have been dissolved since 2015. The number of publishers involved, 2,781. So that was posted 13th of April. So they'd look back at a clear 4 years, and then they have listed. Wow. They have listed them all, tidy pocket, and then wait till you see this one that's been sold. And here you have it, this great place in New South Wales, Australia. That's the territory of the Channel Pro One theologist, isn't it? So I don't know if he knows this area. So there's a beautiful building. You see that they have an in sign and an out sign. I don't know if that's how they can measure the money. So if the money goes in one, and they can measure if there's more going out than coming in, or if that the in and out is whether they measure people joining the organisation or leaving the organisation. Who knows? There's some photos. We'll have a look at that. So it's Warners Bay. Australian dollars, it's $1,100. That would be a deal, wouldn't it? 1 million. I can't do big numbers. I can't. $1,100,000, and that was sold this month, 9th of April. Yeah, where I live, properties relatively cheap for the UK. It's very cheap for the UK, so I can't do big numbers. Look what they put here. Truly rare offering. Bonus 2 titles of land. An opportunity that some may refer to as heaven sent. Titter, titter, titter. Oh dear, so there's lots of things. It's got this, apparently this beautiful community. And they've talked about the beautifully maintained grounds. Well, of course, that is on all the free labour. And you got the details. Investors may well flock to the potential high-yield annual return. So what's going to happen? We need to know what's happening to the congregants. Let's have a look at these pictures. Here they are. Very lovely. Very well maintained, isn't it? A lot of love has gone into that, which makes it, I think, even sadder when they're sold on. Well, you've got a kitchen area and a little, which is second hall. Magazine counter or publications. More outside. More outside. More outside. End of ground plan. Well, all the best to the ex-congregants, and well done to what they achieved there. I'm sorry it's being sold out from under them, and they have to start again somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Bye.
But while they're encouraging people to get out and build these halls, what they're not telling you is they're selling them all off. Here's some videos you can watch. Just type in Kingdom Hall sell-off, and the Watchtower is selling off their properties across the world. This one's a good one by Kimmy on the Kim and Mikey channel. More Kingdom Halls for sale. They're just selling them off. Watchtower, how Watchtower's making millions by merging Jehovah's Witness congregations. The biggest sell-off of Kingdom Halls of the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's all here. This one goes for 4 minutes. Large Kingdom Hall crash. That's a crash. Kingdom Hall decline. It's closing sale. It's all on here. Here, I've got a video. Even I've got a video on the sell-off. Gosh. Kingdom Hall closed. Jehovah's Witnesses to sell all 34 buildings in Brooklyn.
New York's biggest borough could soon see...
Hang on, I can't play that because I've got the microphone connected and it won't work. But you can look at these yourself. 22 congregations, 252 congregations closed in Germany. So, yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.